Hello, it's Sunday the 20th of October 2024 and today I'm back in the village of Bradfield. Now my last video, which I think I filmed this time last week, was around a walk around Agden Reservoir, and this week we're going to go around Flask. So let's go. So we're starting off here, just on the edge of Low Bradfield, where the plough is, which is one of two pubs in Bradfield, one at High Bradfield, the Old Horns Inn, and this one at Low Bradfield, the Plough, both owned and run by Bradfield Brewery. Please click on my first Bradfield video that I filmed, I think in July of this year. So as you can probably see, it's a very windy day today. The first named storm of the season is, at this very moment in time, bringing 80-mile-an-hour winds to the northwest of Scotland. So down here in the Midlands of England, or the North Midlands, we've just got maybe 30-40 mile an hour gusts. So not too bad. Temperature is quite mild for this time of year. I'd say it's around about 15 Celsius, which is approximately 60 Fahrenheit. And as you can see, the colours in the woodlands over there are just beginning to start turning now as we come into late October. Now as I'm walking down this very old stone footpath, I have to watch where I'm going. Meanwhile, just give you a little glimpse of the sheep feeding in the field on the edge of Low Bradfield. So I don't know if you can probably see the clouds moving quite quickly across the sky there. So again, because we're on the edge of that storm, it's been quite wet this morning, but it's forecast that it will get sunnier in the afternoon. So it is around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just a little bit past, I think. And this may be quite a muddy walk around Flask, but the footpaths around Flask are more smoother. They are smoother than around Agden, so hopefully that won't be a major issue. So the red bin is for dog poo, for dog walkers, because it's very popular around here with dog walkers. So yeah. Okay. So here we are at footpath around Down Flask now. Down Flask is approximately, it's kind of 2.5 to 3 miles around, so it should take about an hour to walk around. And we can see a stream there coming from Dale Dyke and Agden. Before I started recording this video, I did pop back up to Agden Reservoir. Again, please go and watch my Agden Reservoir walk around from last week. And the water is overflowing, as I think I predicted last week. And again, we've got all this lovely seed bank for visiting winter birds like redwing and lots of other thrush-like birds that overwinter in our relatively mild climate. Come from Norway, down from Norway and Sweden and Iceland, and they overwinter here. You can hear things rattling and shaking. It's just a bottle of water I've got. We will get glimpses across the stream that flows into Dam Flask in a minute. In fact, if the reservoir was full, the water would be covering those leaves down there. But it's still, I would say, only maybe 80% full, Dam Flask. You can see how it is filling up there. It's going back to be more of a lake than a stream now. Let's get the lid on. A bottle of water. see some lovely autumn colours reflected in the water there. Now, at the risk of repeating myself again, it's always you always having to make quick, often short-term decisions about when to come out and try and film the leaves, the foliage at its best, because the best I've ever seen down Flask colour-wise for autumn foliage is in the first week of November. But as I've said, if we get, like we are doing at the moment, although it's not, we haven't got the worst of the winds, but if you get 2 or 3 storms coming in over the next couple of weeks, most of this foliage will be gone and will probably have been blown off while it's still in its green hue, before it's had time to even turn. So it's about trying to catch at least some colour. You've got a nice yellow. I can't see what that is from over here. But as you can see, there's still a lot of green over there. And again, at the risk of repeating myself again, Dam Flask its priority reason for being here is not to supply water, despite the fact that it's a reservoir. Its main reason for being here is to keep the water supply of the River Loxley going throughout summer. But if there is extra water stored in the reservoir, and we can pipe water into various reservoirs around the region from some other rivers, then they can in emergency actually take drinking water from Dam Flask. And in fact, if I zoom in, that pipe there takes water from Agden Reservoir and I think Dale Dyke and Strines, which is further back that way up the valley, takes it down to the water treatment works in the Loxley Valley. So that water, some of that water bypasses Dam Flask altogether. Again, look, oak. There's hardly any colour in it at all. And we really are now 20th of October. We're in late October. And again, so, that it's been quite a mild October so far. If we continue to get a mild November, that might not be at its peak, if it colours up at all, until maybe even mid to late November. And again, as I say, that depends on if we get, quite light winds, or if we get a series of Atlantic storms coming in over several days. Beautiful beach here. And again, when they colour up, it's absolutely fantastic. Horse chestnut again. And quite a nice horse chestnut there, colouring up quite nicely. And loads of berries on the mountain ash. Now that I'm down here in the woodland, really in a very sheltered position, there's not a breath of a wind whatsoever. Everything is it's just about as still as you could get it. And I have got a sound muff on my phone now, and I had such a struggle to get it on that I'm not going to take it off, because once we get round the other side of the reservoir where it's more exposed, I think we'll be buffeted about in the wind a little bit more. So yeah. So I hope this is the first time I've recorded a video with this muff on, and I'm just hoping that it is picking up my voice. You see the beach here. I can turn a little bit here. That's a beach. Beautiful beech tree. So as you can see, very popular for fishing, and you have to pay for a license, I think, to fish on here. But there was a very tame heron who just used to come and sit within 2 or 3 yards of a fisherman, just waiting to be fed. I don't know if he'll be around today. I'm assuming it's a he, because it was a big... I don't think I've ever seen a heron as big. Yeah. Yeah. Can't really see through there yet. You do get a better view across the reservoir further along here. But that's nice. Some nice colours on the ground there. so peaceful out of that wind. Oh, just have a little look at some mushrooms. Look at that. That's why dead wood is important for keep the natural processes of breaking down into the soil, giving back to the soil. The fungus doing that, or at least fungus is one of the organisms that does that. And you know I like a seat with a view, and that's not bad, is it, really? And then the colour of that, the sunlight coming through there, it's just beautiful. Again, these are beech trees. That's just delightful. And as the reservoir widens here, we can see that there is also a sailing club on there. And it's certainly a good day for sailing. And there's the sailing club, and a few boats out, which mainly happens on a Sunday. I haven't noticed it happen. I mean, I've been coming around here for over 50 years, and I don't ever think I've seen the boat sailing on any day other than a Sunday. But I might be wrong there. And then this is the road that goes around down Flask. It's called the New Road. Give an alternative when the reservoir was built, for traffic to go around the reservoir to Bradfield rather than going through through parts of the village on a very narrow road. Or having to go up to High Bradfield and then come down to Low Bradfield. Another seat with a view was this one too. In memory of Shirley Edelston, nee Metum. Much loved wife to Alan, mum. And also Alan Edelston, 31st of January 1932, 26th of February 2004. So rest in peace to those. So yeah, got a bit of a view across the reservoir there. Oh, I think that's they're calling them in there now. Zoom in there. And there's down Flask Wall where you have to walk across to get to the other side. Yeah. A bit of a Barbie. Now this reservoir isn't circular, it's kind of, well, there's a bulge in it and we're going round the bulge. Yeah. Now taken out by a prickly holly then. Look at them berries there, absolutely beautiful. And this bracken turning as well. Some more of these lovely berries. So there's a signpost for Oak Hill, though Bradfield, Dungworth and Sheffield city centre 6 miles away. So it's not far. Now Oak Hill, there is a stream that comes down from Oak Hill. Over there, and it's one of the major tributaries into Dam Flask. So yeah. And here is a map, a 3-dimensional. It's got for blind people. It's got yeah. Can't remember the name of it, but yeah. It says approximately 3.5 miles, but other sources have said 2.7 miles, so I just tend to say 3 miles. I suppose it depends if you kind of maybe do a slight detour along the way. So yeah. Lovely. So let's see if we can zoom in. This thing's just beginning to turn over there. The leaves are just beginning to go on most of the trees. Then we have a notice board with various events going around in Bradfield, and then a map there. If you want to read that, please pause. Walking routes around Dam Flask Reservoir. So this is the bulge where we are at the moment. So this is the kind of bulge area in the reservoir there. How the sun is just hitting that woodland. Magic. Yeah, it's noticeable actually. Several years ago, there were gaps in these rows of trees where you could more easily see across the reservoir. But now, as some of those young saplings have been left to grow and mature, you're not getting the same views across the reservoir that you once were. You know, although I love trees and all sorts of plants, occasionally you just want the canopy to open up and just to reveal the view that what a beautiful elm that is. I pretty much think that is a wych elm. Lovely colour. So luckily this is one of the areas, after just saying that, where you can get a good view right across the reservoir. And right over there, Bradfield moors. I come into a few pines under a few Scots pine trees here. That could be my thumbnail for this video. Shame about this tree in the centre there. I could do with bringing the secateurs out and just chopping it off. In fact, it does look a little bit dead, so I wonder if it's an elm that's succumbed to Dutch elm disease, because that's an elm there. So that might eventually just die and decay of its own accord. And here we have one of the few deciduous conifers, turning a lovely golden colour. This is a larch, so beautiful with the the sun coming through it. However, a lot of larch are being removed again because there is some disease that is rampant amongst them. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a shame that they're having to take a lot of larches out. The odd single one like that, because it's isolated, may survive. Just like there's a few isolated elm trees that have survived Dutch elm disease. So it's a shame, it's sad, but it is what it is. Yeah. Right, we'll come out onto the road now. To walk over the dam wall. And here's the Reservoir house that I think is still lived in by, I don't know, somebody who works for Yorkshire Water, I would imagine. Down Flask Lodge. Some lovely colour, some lovely yellow under here. But again, still lots of green there. Nice, be careful coming around here because if a car comes around quick, it'll be absolutely soaked. But I can't hear anything. And there is Dam Flask overflow. So you can see it's still quite a way down yet. But I reckon by this time next week, it is still several feet down. Most of this area beyond these steps here will be water. I don't think it will be overflowing. I doubt it. I might be wrong. But because it is filling up now quite quickly from Agden and I assume Dale Dyke reservoirs. So yeah, it looks like the boats have pulled in, mooring up for the night. And there's Bradfield is down past there, and Bradfield Moors up above. And so we can take a quick look at the other side. Not that there's anything to see other than it's just a bit of a dry spillway. There is no public access onto that part of the reservoir wall. Got some cows in the field up there, and I don't know if you can hear it or I'm certainly feeling it. Suddenly it's got very windy again. There's beautiful down Flask, Bug Hill there, and I'd say Bradfield Moors in the distance there. Absolutely beautiful. And then if we cross over the road, we can have a look at the down Loxley Valley, and we can hopefully, the hedge is a little bit high, so I don't know how much you'll be able to see here. So that's the Loxley Valley looking back towards Sheffield. And try and find an area with less growth. So you can probably see there, I think it's the left-hand spillway that is releasing water. It's hard for me to see on that screen when I lift it up that much. Let's get back over to the reservoir. You can see a number of people fishing there. There's loads. All soaking up some late October sun. As I say, it is quite mild. It's kind of strong southerly southwesterly winds. So yeah, let's see if we can. It's still growing a little bit too much. This gets trimmed back once a year, usually. Now again, even if you can't hear the wind, because I've got my muff on, you might be able to tell by the choppiness that it is a bit breezy. on? Well, 53 minutes, and we're about 2/3 of the way around. So I'm looking at this video being an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes long. Let's see how close I am to that. And that's a lovely view there of Oak Hill. I hope you're enjoying this walk this afternoon with me around Flask Reservoir, approximately 3 miles long, which is approximately, if you're walking 3 miles an hour, that's a mile every 20 minutes, simple maths. But because I've been stopping, it's going to take a little bit longer than that. And there we have a footpath sign to Holdworth there, which is a little hamlet just before you get into High Bradfield, or on the way to High Bradfield. Right. Sat in the water there. You know what? That might just be my thumbnail for this video. That's absolutely beautiful. And yes, that is the wind that's moving my gimbal. Now there we go, there's a little cut in where that jogger's just gone to get back onto the reservoir footpath. It's lovely. So beautiful. So here we have some information about the village of Flask, which is now located under the reservoir. So please pause that if you want to read it. Oops. So when this reservoir is full, the water will literally come up and cover that stone there. No, sorry, no. It might do, yeah. It'll be around this area. See that line of stone there? That's probably where it comes up. But if we have a lot of wet weather, then it will rise maybe a little bit more. Because despite the spillway being quite a large spillway, it can only take so much. And then we've got another information sign here. Fishery rules, ticket prices. You can see some maintenance work's being done here.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful.
And this is where all the boats are moored. I don't know if you just rent them, the boats, or if you can buy them and just kind of store them here. I'm not sure. I don't know how it works. And here's the Sheffield Viking Sailing Club headquarters there. Just having a cup of tea. Warm themselves up a bit, although as I say, it's not exactly cold. 15 Celsius approximately. A nice southwesterly, mild southwesterly. That could be another thumbnail there. I nearly missed that. Lovely. And again, the air feels so fresh because you've got that strong breeze that's just comes straight over the Atlantic from the Caribbean, really. So it's it's just fresh. fresh air. I mean, just look, there's blue sky right over there. Lots of blue sky over there as well, because we've just seen that from the dam wall. And right where I'm filming, we've got that dark cloud there, which is very atmospheric, but to really bring out some of these colours, you need full sunshine. Little shelter there if you get caught in the rain, you can just stand in shelter a little bit. As you can see, lots of blue sky over there. With a stubborn dark cloud right over damn Flask. I've got another memorial bench here. Have a quick look. I'm sure there's one or two that I've missed, so there's 3 names on it. I won't read them out, I'll just highlight them. So people, maybe relatives of these people can, if they can't get out and come and sit on that bench, they can maybe watch this video and just see that people do take notice of memorial plaques on memorial benches. This looks relatively new. Let's have a look at this one. William and Mark Butterworth. Doesn't give ages or anything like that, so RIP. Might be a couple of young guys, not sure. Beautiful day for a walk. Absolutely stunning day. Wide angle again. That's a little bit better. You get this beautiful oak here. It's starting to colour up quite nice. And it's very similar to that tree on my Agden video that frames Agden Reservoir so beautifully. Stream there, comes straight into the reservoir. Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Now the sun has come out properly, I think. So lovely. Looking into that sun. Quick look at this one. Just let you read that. So here's one of those pipes that sends the water from Agden and possibly even Dale Dyke and Strines all the way to the water treatment works just down the valley at Loxley. And then another lovely waterfall. Well, you can't see it for the holly bushes. It's all the way down the hill there. Into the reservoir. So there are plenty of places to sit and just chill on this walk. Peter Wood. Now Tyler's campaigner, 2006. I did know not well, but I had met Peter Wood on numerous occasions, and he was a very enthusiastic campaigner for the protection of the Loxley Valley from, shall we say, overdevelopment by what some might say are, and in some respects are, greedy property developers. And one of the reasons why the Loxley Valley is still mainly rural is very much down to him. So, yeah. So what are we on? Yeah, this is going to be this is going to be longer than 1 hour 20. This is more 1 hour 30, 35 minutes maybe. That beautiful big beech tree there, it's huge. Another one there. We've got an oak there. Oh, but the light on that reservoir there is just to die for. That could be another contender for thumbnail for this video, just because of the quality of the light. And again, it's pipe work that goes straight under the path. So again, this is not a public footpath, this is a permissive footpath as far as I am aware. Another stream here, the waterfall. So obviously, if Yorkshire Water want to do any work on this pipe, that's maybe fix a leak, because there's a leak under this path somewhere and they need to dig the path up, then they're going to have to close off the path. Because it's not a public footpath, they don't need permission to do that. They can just, I mean, obviously they will give notice to the public that part of the reservoir walk is closed for a certain period of time. It's so lovely. But yeah, as long as you keep the public informed, then that's what you expect of a public utility. As I said, this is the first time I'm trying this wind baffle or muff, whatever you want to call it. So I'm hoping it's had an effect. I'll be quite disappointed if it hasn't, but hopefully, regardless, you can hear most of what I'm saying, or maybe it's better if you don't. And another one here. Jane Ann Naylor. R.I.P. to Jane Ann Naylor. Right, we're very close to the road now, and then it's probably about another 5-minute walk along the road till we've done a complete circuit. So we're on 1 hour 21 minutes. So yeah, I think this is going to be pretty much an hour and a half video. I mean, I don't want to rush around the reservoir just to try and get within a time limit so that you miss some of the beautiful sights. I want to try and film as much of that as possible. So yeah, another doggy waste bin here, another information board as we come out onto the road. It's one of those single lane country roads that Americans tend to panic about. But all it requires is defensive driving. Drive according to the conditions. So if your visibility is limited, then you go slow. Even though the speed limit on this road is the national speed limit, which is 60 miles an hour, that's not a target to aim for. The methodology of driving along a road like this is, if you can see well ahead, like you can at the moment, then you can maybe increase your speed. There are obviously pedestrians on the road. They have a right to be on the road. There is no such thing as jaywalking in this country, unless you are specifically going onto a road to try and stop traffic from making their legal progress. You can walk on the road. It's a shared road for pedestrians and cars. In fact, there's a car now just coming along. So you just get in the edge. And there you see, he was travelling a bit fast. I'm in that van, but there is enough room for 2 cars to pass there quite easily. So again, it's about driving defensively and driving, bearing in mind the conditions. If this was a more windy road and you were going around blind corners, you would slow down. You would be taking them at 5-10 miles an hour. And this is simply a horse trough. So there's a little stream where hundreds of years ago, when your only form of transport was by a horse, you'd have these stone troughs made with a little outlet there for the overflow. And horses would drink out of that, and you find them all over the countryside still, in various places. Oh, looks like we might have another shower coming in, because that has gone really quite dark now. But we are pretty close to being back where we started from. So really, we're probably quite lucky to have avoided any rain whatsoever, compared to what it was like this morning, when it was literally just grey skies and heavy rain. We managed to find an hour and a half and there's another waterfall there that helps to fill the reservoir over there. So yeah, we were lucky to find just an hour and a half of really quite bright sunny weather. And again, the wind hasn't stopped blowing. It's just that we've gone into a very sheltered part again of the reservoirs. The wind's coming from that direction there. That's southwest. So 30 mile an hour maximum speed as you come into the village. And then we cross over this bridge. And that was the path that I walked down from the plough. Ooh, some lovely berries on that holly there. So, as we look over to, I don't know whether this is Dale Dyke or whether this is classed as the Loxley River now, but either way, this flows into Dam Flask there. And again, that's the pipe work going from the reservoirs further up the valley down to the water treatment works. So, Yorkshire Water, permissive footpath there. So I'm going to leave it there at nearly an hour and a half. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe and comment. And I'll see you on the next one. So from Dam Flask at Bradfield, bye for now.